Hello, welcome to yet another devlog on a new game I'm working on. Currently the working title is just Cog Lector, but it's not a very good name at all, so I'm thinking about changing it. There's a lot of design work I still need to do for this game, but I'm just trying to actually, get back in the flow of working on games, so here's something to show off. I guess first thing as always, I'll show off everything that there is in the game first, and then I'll go off explaining everything. So, it's the game right now. You are a cog. You can go across walls, walking on any surfaces. You fall. You can, kind of sprint off of these. This movement isn't final either. I still want to tweak things a lot. You can jump, which will send you up. But yeah, you can basically seamlessly walk off of walls like that. You could jump off. Yeah, because it's kind of like, you're meant to be like a magnetic cog, so you just stick to the metal surfaces. It's just the void. I figured out how to just make the background just straight black, so you could just kind of just whee. Yeah. There's also this. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening. But there's this messaging thing at the bottom that I guess I'll get to a little bit. But yeah. How this works? How the game works? I guess we'll quickly go over the text shown last there. It's very unfinished as of right now. Basically, I'm not gonna go super into depth. It's very unfinished. I plan to do more with it. But basically, it just queues up some text in an array, and when you press E, it just puts whatever is next in the queue up in the text box, and then deletes the previous message. And it reads out of a text file, basically, is what all it does. Not super complicated. But yeah, it's meant to grab a specific number of lines out of a text file, and then through an array, print each line on the screen by clicking E. But the main thing is what I've done so far. Thankfully, YouTube tutorials helping with this. The movement. So, as I figured out, that is very good for any kind of movement game. You want constants defining what state your player's currently in, being walking, running, jumping, etc. But for this game, I have states for which surface the player is on, which is important because you're able to walk on anything, and I'll show how that works in a second here. So, just some basic variables. So we're constantly processing what input we get, or gravity, or what our gravity is, and then we're applying that gravity here, updating what state we're in, and then just move and slide. So first things first, process input. We get inputs on vector 2 axis for whether we're going left or right and up or down. We process those animations. We'll get to a second. So basically, and you can see I've actually had comments this time, so it's a bit easier to understand. What this does is basically, if we're on the floor, ceiling, or airborne sphere, this is all a horizontal movement for which state we're in. So, this is just basically making us move. So, we just move in the velocity x on which direction we're going, and then we update the state depending on where we are. So, like, if we're on the floor and we hit a wall, that'll slide us from the or this will be, yeah, this moves us from the wall. It moves from the floor onto the wall, and this is from the ceiling onto the wall. Because you know your floor and ceiling, you go your horizontally, left and right. So this method handles transitioning from, or these statements handle transitioning from those horizontal movement into vertical movement. And just like, and this is basically the other side. So this handles our horizontal movement. So basically just moving left and right, all of that on the surface you can. And then there's your wall same movement, so moving up and down vertically. And if you like hit something, the floor, ceiling, then transitions you onto that smoothly. And then your jump, pretty simple, but it works off of our gravity, where if we, depending on which surface we're on, our gravity shifts to that surface. So instead of having, it's not wall climbing or wall jumping or ceiling climbing. No, it's changing the gravity to that surface. Is what it does. So that makes stuff where if I want to jump, I just make the player jump off the jump first in the opposite direction of where gravity is. Then for animations, first, as you can see, we have our cog. The cool part about doing this, which is part of the game design, nice part about it is that it doesn't, because it's a circle, it doesn't care which. The only directions we care about is which way it's rotating, which is only two directions, clockwise or counterclockwise. So it's very easy to just decide the we don't have to do a bunch of animations flipping our character because there's not a front direction. And also because you can see, like, you see our eye, our fun little eye here. This is off of it's a separate sprite than our main cog, so we can rotate the cog as much as we like without screwing with our eye, which is a separate one that just uses a bunch of that, as you can see, the eye here just flips depending on our input for which we give here. We get our horizontal and vertical direction, and we change the eye depending on that. And then here we change the actual cog body depending on we rotate it in the direction that we're actually moving. So while the eye changes direction based off of where keys we're pressing, the cog rotates on the direction that we're actually moving towards. So like you can see how we're moving here, but like my eye is looking up. That's because I'm holding like A or D, and then I hold W right after, is what I do there. So that's basically like my fix to it's just convenient. A little less coding. But that, yeah, then there's just like we update our states depending on our collisions, which are just simple ray casts in each direction, which does actually detect when we hit another surface. Overall, the concept's very simple. The code, not too complicated, but I wouldn't call it necessarily simple. It's definitions and such. That's basically all there is for the game, though. Bunch of future. It's not going to be a massive game, but I do have a lot of new systems I'm trying to build through this. And, I mean, so far, though, progress is going well. I'm enjoying getting back into the development process. Already, though, this is just fun to control. I'm gonna have a blast making the level design in the future. But yeah, that's this devlog. More to come in the future. I don't know to what frequency, but I hope you look forward to what comes next as much as I am. That is all. Adios. We're signing off. Peace. I don't forget when I close things off.